Greetings and welcome to another story time session. It's actually a continuation of The Man Who Built a Library. And it's written by Carol Boston Weatherford and illustrated by Eric Velasquez. This video, the first video, got over 4,000 views. And I was so excited. I said, in celebration of Women's History Month, this month of March, we're going to look at Arthur Schomberg's women in his life. And when we turn to page 17, we see that he had three women in his life, and they were all named Elizabeth. The three Elizabeths. So I'll go ahead and read this page. Arturo first married in 1895, the same year he adopted the English version of his name, Arthur. So in the first video, I've called him Arthur. That's the English version of his name. So I would go back and forth, Arthur or Arturo. Now, Elizabeth Hatcher of Stanton, Virginia, was his bride. She died young, leaving her husband to raise two sons, Maximo Gomez and Kingsley Garonnet. A third, Arturo Alfonso Jr., died in infancy. His second wife was Elizabeth Morrow Taylor, also from Virginia. From their union came two more children, Reginald Stanfield and Nathaniel Jose. Reginald Stanfield and Nathaniel Jose. Both boys lived in Virginia with their half-brothers and their mother's mother. It was common then for parents who worked in cities to send their children off to be raised by kinfolk. On visits to the South, Arturo bristled at the color line. When the second Elizabeth passed on, he married another, Elizabeth Green. They were blessed with three children, Fernando, Dolores Marie, and Placido Carlos. Despite their Spanish names, Schomberg wouldn't let his offspring learn his native tongue. They were Americans. This is similar to my family. My mother speaks a different language, but we weren't allowed to learn her native tongue. So Arturo didn't want his children to learn his native tongue. They were Americans. And now today I wish I had learned my mother's native tongue as well as other languages. Now, this book is a very good book for children. You can use this book for older children to do research on different topics of Arturo's life, as well as what he contributed to libraries. Support your local public libraries. Thank you for story time video about Arturo Schomberg's life called The Man Who Built a Library. We are continuing now to do a second part because the book is so long. It's a very, very long book. To do a video story time of the whole book, it would be hours. So I've chunked it up into small parts. The first part was about his early life. This part, in celebration of Women's History Month, it is about the women in his life. Now, okay, his only daughter, actually named Dolores, and at home, this is the section called Home. Okay, and this is his daughter, Dolores, at home. And busy, always busy, said Fernando of his father, Arturo Schomberg. He was gone, traveling on lecture tours or collecting missions for what seemed like 8 months each year. And when he was home in Brooklyn, he was out most evenings for club and lodge meetings. His visiting children lived among the countless books in his collection. His only daughter, Dolores, greeted artists and scholars who came by to view his growing library. Arturo's wife, Elizabeth, fought to carve out living space for the family, but that was a losing battle. Her efforts to clean his desk also in vain. When she cleared the clutter to dust, he complained that important references were misplaced. She finally left well enough alone. So Arturo collected lots of information and created his own library. Thank you for listening. Support your local library and create your own home libraries and share with your neighbors and friends.